Well, welcome. Welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for being here in practice with us. This is class 3 of Agya, Chakra, or Ajna. Either one is totally appropriate. And this is a picture of it here. Hopefully that'll kind of clear up a little bit. It's not looking all that easy. But what you see here on the side is it's a two-petal lotus. I wish that was a little bit clearer. So the two-petal lotus, Agya Chakra, it's the third eye. It's the master chakra. And it's where we balance Shiva and Shakti. Shiva being consciousness and Shakti being energy. Okay, we're going to be talking about that today. And we're also going to be really rooting down into this sense of unifying ourself. And there's a whole bunch of ways. Karma's patrolling right now. You might hear her tip-tapping, her little toes tip-tapping around. There's a whole bunch of ways we're going to talk about unifying. And one of the things we're going to start with in this practice, we're going to start at the head of our mat on our feet. We're going to really root down and, drop into this connection with Muladhara. Okay? Palms shine forward, shoulders are down the back. Muladhara, our root chakra, rooting down here into our Tadasana, landing, and say hello. Close the eyes if that's comfortable for you, and say hello to the body. Greet the body with compassionate kindness. Just gently taking stock with no judgment. No judgment. Taking stock of how you're feeling right now. Palms shine forward. And inhale those arms out and up. Reach up. And I've been talking to y'all for the past few classes, really zeroing in. Exhale the hands down to the hip space. On the fact that Agya is the seat of our intuition. And what was interesting, and I've mentioned this, I think this is now going to be like the 4th day in a row I've mentioned that I read this, about how I was reading a yoga journal article, and they stated that we in the Western world, exhaling the hands down, so we're just inhaling up, exhaling down, our Surya Namaskar breath. We infrequently experience the deeper benefits of yoga, which is, this incredible experience of energy, Kundalini, Shakti rising up from the pelvis, lighting up all of the chakra. And we seldom experience this in the Western world because of the fact that we come at yoga with this rigidity, reaching those arms up, stretch up, and then let's side bend. And the whole reason, we're kind of missing the whole point of yoga with the way that we go about things. Inhale, lift up. We focus so much on doing the poses correctly. We focus so much on how we look. And we really lose the experience of how it feels. At the heart of it, coming up onto the balls of the feet, I'd really love it. If there's one thing that you take away from this class today, please have it be this. On the balls of the feet, good, balanced energy, shining the arms up. Good focused gaze. And then exhale those heels down and fold down. If there's one thing that you take away from this class, have it be this. That yoga is meant to be of service to you. Individually, it's meant to be of service to you. And the whole thing of yoga, this particular chakra, is about unifying. But yoga itself, yuj, Y-U-J, yuj, it means to yoke, as in to tie things together, to unify. That's what yoga is all about. Inhale, arch up halfway, flat back. So this is not us, we can bow down at the altar of yoga, and I certainly do. You know how much I love yoga. Exhale it down. And step that right leg back. But ultimately, for me to truly marinate, left knee is right over the ankle. Hands frame that foot. For me to truly benefit deeply and personally from yoga, it needs to be my experience. Drop the knee down. Which means what I say to you, it's only suggestions. It's only suggestions. So more and more, having this practice be a constant invitation for you to get to know your body and plug into your intuition of what feels good right now. What does this body need? What is this body asking for? And set those hips back, folding over the leg. Toes stay down. And inhale it forward. So as you feel comfortable, as you settle more and more into your practice, my invitation is for you to do the practice more and more, not looking at me. Maybe not looking at anything. Maybe closing the eyes. Again, if that feels comfortable and if you feel safe doing so, inhale it forward. So that you can go inside and listen. Listen to the body. Dropping into silence. Exhale it back, toes rise up. And breathe forward. Curl those back toes under. Right hand comes down. Floating that arm up. Twisting open. Remember, you can always drop the back knee. And then arm reaching forward, stretching it open. And then drop that hand down. Ground the hands. First down dog. Walk your dog out. Remembering that there are no rules here. No one is going to judge you. No one is going to grade you. So if I'm doing down dog and you're like, I really feel like doing blah, 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 which looks nothing like down dog. Listen to the body. Another breath. And then float that right leg forward. Again, knee is right over the ankle. Breathing here, pouring energy down that left leg, out the heel. Closing the eyes, going inside. Really connecting to Muladhara Chakra, the first chakra. Drop the knee down. And Muladhara the element is earth. The color is red. And when this chakra is out of alignment, out of balance, set those hips back, folding over the leg. It means that we're really, really, really living in our egoic mindset. And that's probably where most of us are. Right? And the thing that's fascinating, and this is the power, inhale those hips forward, this is the power of Agya Chakra, is Agya is when we come to this understanding, exhale it back, toes rise up, folding over that leg. It's when we come to an understanding that we are so much more than this limited individual. And the thing that's fascinating about our general human experience is when we live in the lower mind. Inhale the hips forward. And again, exhale those hips back, toes rise up, folding over the leg. When we're living in the lower mind, this limited, perception of who we are, this egoic mind, this is all persona, right? The persona that we can, take on. And you might remember I shared with y'all, a month or two ago, left hand comes down, that I'm driving home from Florida, and we wound up going into Burger King to grab a quick bite to eat on the road, and shine that arm forward, and then again inhale that arm up, and stretch it forward, and bring it down. And this woman walked in, and she was beautifully put together, French braid, this pristine white jacket which had some sort of yacht club, on the breast. And she was wearing jodhpurs and riding boots, beautifully groomed. And I looked at her and I'm like, well, there's her persona, right? That was her persona, this yacht club, horsewoman. And then I looked down at myself, and I was wearing the shirt that y'all saw me in yesterday, which said, "Trust the universe." I had my yoga pants on, my flip-flops, and I'm like, well, there's my persona. We all do it, right? We all do it, coming forward into plank. It's the way we show up as human beings. This is the role that I play, because it effectively gives us a script. It gives us a script to follow. So incredibly human. This is my persona, and the persona can change, right? Breathing here in your Dandasana, another breath. And then come on down, knees, chest, chin. Hands underneath the shoulders, and inhale, lift up. Beautiful back bend. Somebody's got a chainsaw or something going on. Breathing here into Bhujangasana. And then come on down. And then press up into hands and knees. Puppy dog stretch. Anahatasana. And then come on down into an easy seat. We're going to be all into the chainsaws today. We had an experience a couple of weeks ago where I lost a tree, and they were right there for the majority of yoga class. It was awesome. So hands on the knees. Breathe in here. And then the left hand floats down to the side, and the right arm reaches up. And really breathe into the root. Breathe into those sit bones. And then turn, right hand comes down, and sweep the left hand on an angle across the body as you float over. And then bring that hand down. And then the right arm goes straight up like a beautiful rainbow and fold side bending. So when we're really captured, and Anand uses the word hijacked. So coming across the body with the left arm, reaching over. And then bring that hand down on a diagonal. And the top arm reaches straight up and over, side bending. So when we're captured or hijacked or distracted by the persona, we have this sense of separateness. Okay, now let's do that on the other side. So we're going to bring the right arm across on a diagonal and just lean over, stretching out the side waist. And then the arm comes across on a diagonal. And we float that left arm straight up and overhead. So we're drawing a beautiful arc. And bring the hand down. And then bring that arm across on a diagonal, stretching open the side waist. And then the arm comes up overhead. And it's understandable, right? When we feel separate, when we feel alone, it can be scary, right? Muladhara, the shadow side of Muladhara, the root, is fear. Last time, arm reaching up overhead. It's fear. So that's the beauty and the power of Agya, coming on to hands and knees, is this unity, this, understanding that we are not alone. Hands under shoulders, inhale, lift, coming into your cow, tailbone rises, head comes up, and exhale, arch. So Mika-san says that you're having a hard time hearing. Is there anyone else who's having a hard time with your audio? It's good now? Okay, good, I'm glad. Walk your dog out. Settling one heel down and then the other. So again, the unity that's the focus, and this is where we're going to be doing a deep dive over the next week or more in Agya Chakra. Float that right leg back and up, stretch it up, roll the foot on the ankle, crank that knee open if that feels good to you. Stacking hip on hip, listening to the body. And then bring that knee across on a diagonal, aiming the right knee towards the left elbow. And then bring that leg up overhead. And then bring the knee straight up the midline. Knee straight up overhead, leg straight up overhead. And then the right knee goes towards the right elbow. Exhaling. Inhale that leg up overhead. And step it forward. Coming into your Virabhadrasana 1. So the unity, it's about unifying our sense, our experience of being here in the present moment. This Atman, our true self, experiencing linear time. And then Agya also helps us connect to our universal self, that self which is enduring. Stepping off onto the right side. Grounding that right leg down. And then both hands coming down into your standing split. And then float that left leg up, bringing the knee in towards the chest. Bobbling is fine. Hugging that knee in. Shoulders down the back. Little bit of a bend to the standing leg. And then bring the sole of the foot in towards the glute. Thigh bone is parallel, bringing the knee down in alignment with the other knee. And then the right arm reaches up. And then we're also unifying with Agya. I showed you at the beginning of class the 2-petal lotus. Another breath. And then bringing that foot anywhere on the leg beside the side of the knee. Okay, so we're coming into Vrikshasana. So with Vrikshasana, you can be down here, you can be here. Just don't put it on the side of the knee. Hands at the heart space. This is our tree pose. And float those arms up. Reach up. Left knee is out towards the side. Feel those arms really reaching up, taking up space. Another breath. And then step it back. Vira 1. Breathe into the back body. Breathe into the kidneys and adrenals, which live in the back body just above the belt line. Feeling that beautiful squeeze. And then open it up. Vira 2. Long stance. So the other thing with the two-petaled lotus is this represents Shiva and Shakti. Shiva and Shakti. Shiva, straighten that leg and glide into your triangle pose. Shiva is consciousness. It's the masculine. Okay, it's that stillness. And Shakti is power or energy. Breathe in here into your Trikonasana, your triangle pose. Grabbing a block if you need to have your hand on a block. Okay. You can have your hand up here. You can have your hand on your shin. You can have your hand on your thigh. Listen to the body. Have this. Remember this. The pose is here to serve you. You are not serving the pose. The pose is here to serve you. Another breath. Add side angle arm if you'd like. And then drop that arm down and around and come on up. Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulders down the back, long stance. So Shiva and Shakti, consciousness and energy, power, activity. And hands frame your foot, back heel up, pouring energy down that left leg, breathing into the hips. Drop that knee and lift up into Anjaneyasana, low crescent. Again, breathe into the back waist. And then hands frame your foot. And come on back. Your choice, puppy dog stretch, child's pose, or something else. If you'd like to come with me, come on up into down dog. And let's flow through Vinyasa. So many of us have one of the petals of the lotus kind of open. And that's Shakti, right? We've got the action. We're kind of running around, but we're not conscious. You know, we're moving, but it's not necessarily right movement. I mean, lifting up into your Bhujangasana. Come on down. Plug the hands into the mat, curl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. And what this means is it's kind of like a random spinning, right? And this kind of activity, this kind of energy tires us out because it's not conscious. It's not plugged in to what suits and serves our highest good. Float that left leg back and up. Stretch it up, reach it up. Roll the foot on the ankle if you'd like. And then bring that knee across on a diagonal. Left knee aiming towards the right elbow. And inhale, lift. Exhale, up the midline. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, left knee to left elbow. And inhale, lift. And then step that left foot forward. Coming into your Vira 1. Reaching those arms up. Stretching up. And grounding down to this left leg and folding forward. So when it comes down to us getting off of the train of the ego, right? And then as you're ready, float on up, bringing the right knee up, catching that knee. And then bring the right heel to the right glute, left arm reaches up. Preparation for King Dancer. Another breath. And then you're taking your tree pose. So left leg grounds down, bringing the sole of the foot into the leg, anywhere on the leg. Remember, the pose serves you. Bringing those arms up overhead if you'd like. Rooting down into your Vrikshasana. Another breath. And then step it back into your Vira 1. Arms reach up. Breathe into the kidneys and adrenals. And this is deep work, and it's work that takes, it's a process. So one of the things I invite you to ask yourself when you're exploring persona and the way that the ego self shows up in your life, breathing here in your Virudasana 2. And then straighten that leg and glide into your Trikonasana. Is there a possibility that this victim mentality, because very often when we show up, there's like a victim mentality of, and I've definitely seen this in myself with the way that I show up as a wife, sometimes the way I show up as a mother, all this self-sacrifice. And sometimes I don't do it graciously. I don't do it with a grateful heart. Float on up. Vira 2. And the irony, the great irony, is we can be almost addicted to this victim mentality. And if you're like, really? I invite you to witness yourself, hands frame the foot, and I invite you to witness others, how they show up in the world, dropping that knee down, right knee down, breathing here, allowing the hips just to release down, relax down, and then float on up, Anjaneyasana on this side. Because it gives us kind of a sense of, it can be weird. It's like, why would I want to be feeling persecuted? Right? But we do. Like, it's almost like, I'm so mistreated, I'm so this, I'm so that. I've done it. And I've seen other people do it. Bring that left knee back. So my invitation for you is to start, if this is something that's a new thing to you, just start witnessing. Start bringing mindfulness to how this might be showing up in your life. And maybe start making a choice of, I'm not going to do that anymore. Curl the toes, lift the hips. Because it's not suiting me, it's not serving me. Because when we feel victimized in relationship, it obviously strains the relationship by its very nature. Breathing here in your down dog. And then widen the knees, touch the toes, and sit back. Breathing here.
And that's why the first chakra is so incredibly important here. Really rooting down into this sense of worth, this sense of I belong. I deserve to be here. I deserve to take up space. Another breath. And come on up.
And come on to the back body. Because very often, when this isn't truly what we believe, we run around like crazy trying to earn our self-worth, earn our right to be loved. Come on to the back. And, we wind up, swing those knees around. We wind up in this space where we're doing things we don't want to do. Soles of the feet onto the earth. And let's windshield wiper those knees back and forth. Inhale, lift up. And exhale over. And inhale up. And bring the legs up overhead. And again, remembering that everything I offer are just suggestions. So if you'd like to enliven some Manipura energy, some solar plexus energy, we're going to bring our legs straight up, and then we're going to bring our right leg down so it floats above the earth. We're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale, and we're going to walk our hands up so that we touch maybe the inner bone of the ankle, and then we come back down. And then switch sides. Listen to the body. Remember, the pose is to serve you. You don't serve the pose. Inhale, switch sides. Exhale, climb the hands up. And come on down. Switch sides. Exhale, climb the hands up. And come on down. Let's do one more on the other side. I'm getting very hot. And bring the knees in and rock it out. Whew. Soles of the feet together, knees fall open. Hands lightly land on the belly, palms down. And for this process of connecting with Agya, just dipping down into greater awareness of how we show up with the ego, the persona, and ultimately Agya, this unification, it's about stitching ourselves together. Because very often, right, we have these different personas. How we show up as, a significant other. How we show up as a parent. How we show up as a colleague. How we show up as a sibling. All of these things, right? Breathing. Bringing the soles of the feet onto the earth. And windshield wiper those knees back and forth. And often, these persona rub up against each other, right? How we feel we need to act as a parent might be in conflict with the energy required to show up as a colleague. And this effort of, letting go of that victimization mindset, this is where we really start stitching ourselves together. Because the more we plug into our sense of intuition, going back and forth with our just an easy twist. And then hug those knees in, rock it out. the better we plug into our seat of intuition, our sense of intuitive intelligence, the less we'll be at the mercy of our egoic mind. Pushing energy into the feet, lift those hips up, lifting into half bridge. And then inhale it down. Exhale, lift. And inhale down. Exhale, lift up. And inhale down. And in order to help make this happen with Agya Chakra, we need to drop more and more into silence. Shunya. And this isn't just the cessation of sound, Shunya. It's that deep sense of silence. Patanjali says the second sutra in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras is Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. That's the silence we're going for. Getting off of the merry-go-round. Lifting up. And if you have blocks, I invite you to come up into supported bridge, lifting the hips up. And remembering that the blocks go wide across the back body. Okay? Roll those shoulders together. And you can sit here in your supported bridge. Snuggle the chin down towards the chest. Beautiful back arch. In your choice, if you want to relax here in your supported bridge, or if you want to come on up into a variation of legs up the wall pose, Viparita Karani, bringing the knees up so that the back body is supported by the blocks. And if you're on your cycle, I don't recommend that you do this, because this is all about drawing our energy, reversing the flow of our energy. And when we're on our cycle, we want to have a downward flow, an appana energy. Breathing here. And if this pose doesn't serve you or you don't have blocks, you can take legs up the wall pose, which is when you snuggle your booty up close to the wall and just have your legs go up the wall. This is a beautiful pose, extremely healing. Great for our neurological system. Close the eyes, go inside. Another breath. And it's your choice now. If you're loving Viparita Karani, then hang out. If you're like, I'm ready for Shavasana, then come on down. If you're thinking, I wish that Laura had done blah, 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 then go ahead and do blah, blah, blah. It's your practice. Just allowing yourself to make your way towards Shavasana. Getting there in your own time. Allowing yourself to melt down. Envisioning yourself as this beautiful, seamless whole. Close the eyes
and go inside. And lightly touch upon each of the chakras in your mind's eye, breathing into a sense of red at the base of the tail, Muladhara. Moving up to the low belly, the color is orange. And then Manipura, yellow, the solar plexus. Anahata, green, the heart. Vishuddha, the throat, turquoise. And Agya, indigo, the third eye. Feeling each of these chakras open and flowing, balanced, integrated, and whole. Our poem from Dana today is called Birthright, and Dana writes, despite illness of body or mind, in spite of blinding despair or habitual belief, who you are is whole. Let nothing keep you separate from the truth. The soul, illumined from within, longs to be known for what it is. Undying, untouched by fire or the storms of life, there is a place inside where stillness and abiding peace reside. You can ride the breath to go there. Despite doubt or hopeless turns of mind, you are not broken. Spirit surrounds, embraces, fills you from the inside out. Release everything that isn't your true nature. What's left? The fullness, light, and shadow. Claim all that as your birthright. This is what yoga is. A journey into this remembrance that we are whole. A journey inside for us to reconnect with our deepest truth, our deepest self. This is our birthright. this knowledge. Another breath. And then as you're ready, just starting to intuitively bring movement back to the body. Leaving the eyes closed. What does that look like for you? How does that feel? Having this moment, this movement serve you. And then as you're ready, rolling over onto the right side, cradling the heart, wrapping the arms around yourself, looking inside with kindness and compassion, feeling such a sense of gratitude, such a sense of gratitude. To have the blessing of this self, the blessing of this life. And then carefully press yourself up into an easy seat. Rub the hands together. And then bringing the base of the thumbs together at the third eye. Rolling the eyes up and in, Sambhavi Mudra. Nice big inhale.